Hello everybody, so I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about League of Legends, a game that I've been playing since 2013, and that I feel like I'm being punished for putting time into. As you can see, some of my most played characters are Urgot, Mordekaiser, Skarner, and if you're familiar with any of these champions, they were much different in the past. They played completely differently. Old Mordekaiser, for example, let you enslave any champion you killed with your ultimate to use as your own, or any dragon he helped kill. He was played as a melee bot laner, and had abilities similar to Nyla's passive in order to make him function in that lane. It was super fun just like poking them down from afar with your E, using your W with your support to wave clear, pressuring them, trying to kill the enemy ADC to have them on your team to help kill the support then take down towers. The unique dragon control he had, it was awesome. He would have been my favorite League of Legends champion kit ever if it weren't for old Urgot. Now he played similar to Ryze, Ezreal, Zeri, and Cassiopeia. Yeah, I have narrowed down the most Urgot-like champions. Similar to Cassiopeia, in order to get the most effective damage, you'd first have to mark the enemy with an AoE ability, and then you can start pounding in the damage with your single target E, or in Urgot's case is Q, which without the buff acted like an Ezreal or Ryze Q that just did damage to the enemy. He was also a lot more close range, having one of the lowest ranges in the game for auto attacks, and a low attack speed, making him rely more on his spells like Cassiopeia or Ryze. He's similar to Zeri in the sense that his auto attacks were so unreliable that he mainly used his Q to damage even minions, which is similar to how Zeri uses her Q and then occasionally auto attacks in a similar way to how old Urgot did. But his ult worked more like a Malzahar ult or a Warwick ult, where you suppress your target, swap places with them, have an AoE fear around you to get people off of you, then you also get damage reduction, and the enemy is slowed. It's like the ultimate CC replacement 1v1 buff type ability. It was awesome to use. It always perfectly set up for you to land your E, get a bunch of Qs off. He also had a shield, which is another reason why he's similar to Ryze. And if you had the shield on, your attacks would slow your target, making it easier to land more Qs on them. You have to itemize for CDR in order to get more Qs off during your E's duration on the enemy. The buff also increased the range of his Q to be almost an entire screen as well as homing. And don't even get me started on his passive that reduced 15% of the damage that his opponent dealt when he attacks them with Q or auto attacks. Absolutely insane kit. I love the new Urgot, but the old Urgot is just something that I can never really get back outside of feeling a bit of the gameplay through the 4 champions I mentioned. It seems like every champion I love and put a bunch of time into gets reworked. Skarner is the newest one. I played a lot of Aurelion Sol, he got changed. I played a lot of Yorick, he got changed. And even way back in the day, like, Galio is post-rework. That's, like, the one character where I'm like, he's actually better post-rework. Well, not the only one. Taric as well. Fiddlesticks. There's a bunch of good reworks. I'm just being salty right now. But Poppy was another character that all of this mastery I got was from before she got reworked. In the small time that mastery existed and pre-rework Poppy existed. Now, for characters like Poppy, and maybe even old Urgot, and especially old Yorick, I can understand removing them from the game and replacing them with a new version because their gameplay is so toxic to the game. But then you have new champion releases like Akshan and Yuumi with all these game-breaking abilities that seem just as crazy, if not more crazy, than the invulnerability ultimate Poppy had. An insane Q ability that was so bad they had to nerf her by making her mana cost really high. That's literally how they kept her in check until the rework. Yet Yone can have an ability that is just as OP without it costing any mana, and it comes out after the Poppy rework. It's like, if you're gonna remove something, have a good reason for it. If you have a good rework champion idea, maybe apply it to a new champion. They're clearly not opposed to doing champion ideas thematically twice. Seraphine and Sona are proof of that, as well as to a lesser extent champions like Maokai and Ivern occupy the same theming while having different gameplay. So for example, with the Aatrox rework, why couldn't they have just updated Aatrox visuals and then make a new Darkin champion with the big sword that plays exactly like the new Aatrox reworked? I don't know, I appreciate them updating the art of a bunch of champions and maybe updating the gameplay a little bit, like the Udyr rework was great, but man, these like complete removals. Rek'Sai is another one. I loved playing Rek'Sai tanky. I would actually swap between Rek'Sai and Skarner, depending on what the meta was or how their stats were in the particular patch, to play as like either a tankier, more CC character or a more aggressive damage type character. I would swap between Rek'Sai and Skarner. Skarner around that time, 2015, he got reworked alongside Mordekaiser, like a little mini rework, and that's the version of him I fell in love with. Around that time, Skarner was actually more of a damage dealer, and Rek'Sai, their launch version, was more of a tank character that would utilize map control and utility with the tremor sense and the tunnels and the ultimate that let you automatically like transport to the tunnel. It was so fun. That's removed too now. So much of the game is just gone. And then what really has gone to me recently is the mastery rework, right? So they added these new like levels past level 7. And there's like weird requirements like Mark of Mastery or whatever that gatekeeps you from like upgrading your level despite your points being a lot. So what was really egregious to me in this was when I compared my Udyr Mastery to the mastery of an Udyr player who hasn't played as much Udyr as me, but they've played him more recently, so they have like played him under the new mastery system, getting marks of mastery and all that. Right? So on my Udyr, I am level 10, but I have 100k mastery, right? With my friend, they have 70k mastery, which is 30% less than mine, but they have over triple the mastery level at 32. So it's like, I feel like now I'm not even getting rewarded for the time I did put into these characters when they were different, because now my mastery, which I was kind of, you know, proud of in a weird way or whatever. I know it's just a video game, but I liked seeing my mastery points be so high to show the dedication I put into each character. And now I don't even have an accurate representation of that on my profile that everyone can like look up and see. I know it's not that many people, it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it's a video game. There's fun things in it. I'm having fun with it. And then it just gets removed or obfuscated or ruined in some way. And it's like, dude, I just want to have fun, man. Yeah, I wanted to have a fun ghost dragon to play with and controlling ghosts of other characters, especially the enemy ADC. Oh my god. If you got a Ghost of Vayne on a Mordekaiser, that was like amazing. And I just can't do that anymore because they need to balance the game or redo something, or I don't know. I'm down for them adding stuff. I'm down for them updating visuals. I'm down for them even changing abilities every once in a while. But like these complete reimaginings of these characters are cool. Like I like the new Mordekaiser. The Death Realm is awesome. I love how the new W functions. New Urgot has a lot of cool things going for him too. And even same with new Skarner. I love his new Q. I think his E is pretty fun, although, I mean, it's kind of clunky. There's problems with new Skarner that are more based on numbers rather than exact functionality of the abilities. But even if he was in a better state, he would be significantly different from the older one, which I loved playing. It's annoying, dude. It's annoying. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Riot, why do you keep deleting stuff? Even modes like Swarm. I loved playing Swarm and now, hey, it's gone. Arena, another awesome fun mode, but oh, it has the experimental symbol. Probably gonna go away. Just like Ascension, that's never coming back. Just like all these other cool modes from the past that are never coming back. Even little modes like Hexakill, like it's just cool to have 2 junglers. That mode was essentially 6 players in Summoner's Rift instead of 5. And that only came out once, about 10 years ago. I remember there was a 1v1 mode called Snowdown Showdown. That was really fun, that never came back. Definitely not Dominion was really interesting. It was a revamped version of one of the original modes they added to League of Legends back in the day, Dominion. They retired it, then brought it back in a modern way, and then that version never came back again, or any iteration of Dominion. Twisted Treeline, that's gone. There used to be a ranked queue for it. I loved playing it. Arena has kind of filled the gap of what I got out of Twisted Treeline ranked games, but that's probably gonna go away too soon. I would love if League of Legends just embraced its alternative game modes and supported them on a similar level to the main game. Kind of like how Fortnite does with Lego Fortnite and the rocket racing and all the different modes that they're now putting into Fortnite, making it more of a platform rather than just a game. League of Legends is already halfway there, with Teamfight Tactics basically being another game existing within the League of Legends client. Why can't we treat Arena the same way? Why can't we treat Swarm the same way? Why can't we treat these other game modes the same way? Even if it's a minor change like one additional player being added to the map, or, you know, a more major change like the Blood Moon Assassin mode. That was really cool. What about the Project Overdrive mode where you're a bunch of ADCs and you're trying to like hunt each other down in a stealth type arena? There's a treasure trove of content, both champions and gameplay modes, that Riot just keeps deleting, and I love the new stuff. I love the Void Grubs. I think the map changes were really needed, and I'm so glad they're here now. In my opinion, I think the Summoner's Rift map and all its functionality is the most fun it's ever been. But the sacrifices that were made in order to get here were unnecessary sacrifices in my opinion. I love League of Legends, but I also miss League of Legends. And I hate that so much fun shit has been removed from the game and not properly preserved to the benefit of seemingly only competitive players, which is annoying because some people just like to play League of Legends with everybody muted in normal games, or with friends like me. And it's hard to have fun with the game when all the fun shit keeps getting deleted to accommodate only one portion of your player base. But that's just my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.